Good evening from the kitchen, folks. Today I'm going to be making a pear and rose flavoured cider. So here's my key ingredients. So it's a turbo cider, so I'm using apple juice from concentrate. It contains only apple juice from concentrate and citric acid. No dodgy artificial preservatives or anything like that. I'm using a 500ml bottle of Ribena Glorious Crisp Pear and Rose Cordial, and again this contains no harmful additives. I've got 200 grams of brewing sugar, Lalvin EC1118 champagne sparkling wine and cider yeast, and some spring water. I'm going to begin by adding my brewing sugar into this glass jug, and then to the glass jug I'm going to add some spring water. I use spring water rather than tap water because the tap water in Leeds is a bit chlorine-y. So I'm simply just going to stir this around so that the sugar begins to dissolve in the water. It might not completely dissolve, but it'll be enough. It'll be fine. So I'm going to use a standard 1 gallon demijohn today for my fermenting vessel. It's just about 5 litres, slightly under. I'm making this using the turbo cider method. So it's called a turbo cider because it's quick. Apple juice from concentrate is a lot quicker to make cider off than what apples are, and the results, to be quite honest, are probably as good if not better. So I'm going to add 2 of the litres of apple juice in. If you've not heard of turbo ciders, there's a great group on Facebook called Turbo Ciders for All. Have a look at it. Lots of great ideas in there for brews. So I've got my 2 litres of apple juice in. I'm now going to add my 500ml of Glorious Crisp Pear and Rose by Ribena, which was a bargain. Look at that, 50p from Barry's Bargain Superstore in Concert, County Durham. Great place. This is going in. I mean, how easy is this? Could cider making be any easier? I don't think so. So here's my brew sugar in the water. It's just about dissolved, there's very little left. I've added the brew sugar today because there is not a lot of sugar in this, so I'm just wanting the ABV to be just perked a little bit. Right, back to it. And last but not least, okay, I'm not going to get the full amount in, there's about that much left in the bottom of this one. That'll go in one of tomorrow's ciders, I've got 3 to make tomorrow. So, let's have a look. So some of you will say, oh, he's overfilled it. I haven't overfilled it. I've got to pour some out to go into the hydrometer jar and that's not going back. I am going to fit a standard airlock, but if the airlock fails, then a blow-off pipe will just be put in. And that's fine, so it's no problem. I don't worry about stuff like that. Neither should you. Right, so I need to take the original gravity to determine what the alcohol by volume is. So the original gravity minus the final gravity times 131.25 is the calculation that I use. There are other ways, but that's what I do. Slightly overfilled that, so cheers. Nice and buoyant, just what we like. And I am starting off with an original gravity of 1.060, 1060. So I'm now going to add my yeast. I'm going to add a rounded teaspoonful, we'll say, a generous one, or the equivalent of. So look at that yeast falling through that lovely sweet liquid. It's going to have a whale of a time in there. Just going to give this a little agitation. Make it all mix. Oh, that's going to be fine, that. I'm going to pop my airlock in. Right, we'll have another look in a little while, see how it's doing. So just checking in 2 hours later and everything is going just lovely. I'm happy with that. So the next film will be in a few weeks' time when fermentation is over. So I'll catch you then, folks. Hey from the kitchen, folks, it's my Pear and Rose cider bottling day. Let's have a look at it. So here it is. It's been in the demijohn now for 5 weeks. It's largely pretty much stopped fermenting, even though there are some bubbles here, and you will see an occasional bubble pop up like there. I'm only getting movement in the airlock very, very slightly, maybe one bubble in the airlock every 90 seconds. So as far as I'm concerned, this is now good to go. So it's bung out. Siphoning tube in. The tube is being held in place with this very handy clip. The bottom of the tube is just in the bottom of the demijohn. The first bit that comes out will be sedimenty, but the first bit is going into the hydrometer tube. So let's crack on. And out it comes, and then into the bottles. Well, it's pretty lively. I hope it has stopped fermenting. Could end up with bottle bombs. Let's hope not. It's certainly reacting to the sugar. I think it's fair to say this is going to be a fizzy one. Right, bubbles in the siphoning tube tell us that that process is over. So after some juggling around and topping up, this is what I've ended up with. But before I go any further, I'm going to take the final gravity. So pop this in here. It's always nice when it sinks like that. And I've ended up on a final gravity of exactly 1.000. So before I can print my labels, I need to work out the final alcohol by volume. So I take the original gravity of 1.060, I deduct from that the final gravity of 1.000, that equals 0.06, and then I multiply this by 131.25, and that equals, drumroll please, 7.875%, let's just say 7.9%. So I'm capping most of my bottles with the crown capper. This is just a Kegland crown capper, and it's simply a case of dropping it onto the bottle and lowering the handles, and hopefully it will work. Doesn't always work, sometimes it's horrible, sometimes it works a charm. Let's see what this one does. Yeah, that seems to be okay. I've got a few more to do, it's not that exciting watching. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm just going to rinse my bottles off now. As you can see, they're all capped, and in one case, bunged and caged. Overall, the capping wasn't too bad. A couple of them slipped, but I think these seals are tight enough, so I'm happy. Right, I've got my bottle labels made up in a simple Microsoft Word template. I'm just going to print these out. Okay, I'm just labelling my bottles up. Nice to have them looking nice. Taking pride on the outside as well as the inside. Plus I've got that many on the go. If I don't label them, I'd be totally lost. I wouldn't know whether I were drinking a porter or a cider sometimes. And here they are. Welcome to the conservatory, folks. This is a south-facing room, and as you can see, it's warm enough to be a greenhouse. And at this time of year, we're getting towards the end of summer. It's a gloomy day. We're just getting into autumn. The temperature in here isn't ideal. However, it will be okay for conditioning my Pear and Rose cider. Now, I'm conditioning in here out of an abundance of caution, and that's purely because of how active this was when added to the sugar. I don't want to make bottle bombs that are going to explode in a warm room. So I'd rather condition this for longer in a cooler room than over 2 weeks in a warmer room. So this is where they're going to go, into this box. And then if there is a bottle bomb, which hopefully there won't be, it'll do the minimum amount of damage. So touch wood, I've not had a bottle bomb yet. Let's hope it stays that way. So I'll put my box away. Like I said, the temperature in here at the minute is probably 19 or 20, so I think it'll be okay. But over a period of time, it will condition no problem in here. And it already looked lively anyway. So the next film you see from me will be in about a month's time when it comes to opening and tasting. So I'll see you then. Good evening from the kitchen, folks. It's my Pear and Rose Cider grand opening night. What am I going to get? Is it going to have a sparkle? Is it going to go tss when I open it? Is it going to look good in the glass? Is it going to smell nice? Is it going to taste nice? Let's find out. I don't know. It's been in the bottle for a month, so let's find out what's going to go on. Am I going to get a tss? Oh, it was slight. It was there. There was definitely a tss, but it wasn't a tss. There was something there. Okay, maybe longer needed. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got carbonation. There's definite carbonation. Let's have a listen. Soft. It smells very dry, like a really dry apple cider. Let's have a taste. Nice. It doesn't taste dry. So 7.9%. It's got quite a medium taste actually. Somewhere between medium and medium dry maybe. Not quite a medium. The pear and rose flavour is not massively apparent, and if you'd given me this and told me this was just an apple cider, like for example a Somersby, but your version of a Somersby, then yeah, I would have believed you. It's like a fairly standard apple cider. Yeah, the pear and rose flavour doesn't come through. It's very pleasant though. If you like the mainstream like flavoured ciders that you get in pubs and bars, then this might be something that's worth making for you. And obviously at 7.9% it's a lot stronger. Therefore better. Yeah, anyway, I'm quite happy with this. I think I'll do this one again. So cheers folks, and I'll catch you on the next brew. The film that you've just watched is a Moss Home and Garden production. You can find more by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. I'd just like to say thank you very much for supporting my YouTube channel and for watching my films. It really is very much appreciated. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my YouTube channel in order to receive future updates about the home and garden films which I upload. You can find my YouTube channel by going to www.mosshomeandgarden.co.uk. Please click on the red subscribe button. When you've done that, a little bell will appear. If you press that also, then you'll get future updates about the films which I upload. If you like my films, if you like my style of filming, then you might also like my travel channel, which you will find by going to youtube.com/Stuart Moss or type in www.mosstravel.tv. Again, if you could subscribe to that channel, it would be hugely appreciated. If you'd like to get Moss Home and Garden updates on Facebook, then please open Facebook and do a search for Moss Home and Garden, and you will find the page. If you like the page, then you will get future updates on there. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram for home, garden and travel photography, as well as some stories, then my username is StuMoss, STUMOSS. If you'd like to connect on Twitter, then my username is @StuartMoss. And if you'd like to contact me about film usage or any other issue, please just email me on stewmosshomegarden@gmail.com. Once again, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for watching my films. I do appreciate it. I'd just like you all to have a great day.